Kicking off the final week with another picking exercise, and this is a really challenging one, and I think this has become something of a classic guitar exercise. I first came across it in a Joe Satriani book called Guitar Secrets way back when I was a teenage shredder, and he says in this book that he got it from Steve Vai. Steve Vai got it from somewhere else. I'm not sure exactly where this exercise originated, but I'm just going to play it through for you and then I'll explain what's going on. So there we are, another beautiful sounding exercise, and at first it seems like just a random selection of notes, but there is a kind of logic to it which I'm going to try and explain, and it's actually a really excellent picking exercise. I've spoken before, one of the challenges when it comes to picking on the guitar is crossing between strings, and that's what this exercise is all about. And if you sort of take it slowly with this exercise, put the time in, then I think it will work wonders with your picking technique and your picking accuracy. Let me explain this exercise as best I can then, and for those of you who would find it helpful, there is going to be a tab up on the Patreon page, and I think the best way of understanding it is that it's all based on this kind of diagonal configuration of fingers. So if you've got your pinky on the 8th fret, I'm going to do this exercise in the 5th position. You can play it in any position you like, but I'm going to do it in the 5th. If you've got your pinky at the 8th fret on the top string, then you've got your 3rd finger at the 7th fret on the next string, 2nd finger, and then 1st finger. So you're on that kind of a diagonal. And in the middle part of the exercise, we're simply arpeggiating down these finger shapes. So we're going from the top string down the shape, then we're shifting the shape over to the next set of strings, arpeggiating that, and then we're shifting again. So that's the basic idea. The tricky bit is at the start and the end of the exercise. It seems like just a kind of fairly random series of notes, but the easiest way to think about it for me is if you start with your 1st finger here at the 5th fret on the top string, and you imagine you've got some invisible strings on either side of the fretboard, and you're still maintaining that diagonal shape. So you're starting off, these 3 fingers are off the side of the fretboard, you've just got your 1st finger in action, then we're moving everything up, still thinking about that diagonal. We've got 2 fingers now on the fretboard, and then we're going up, got 3 fingers and up again, and then we've got all 4 fingers in that diagonal shape. Then we move that shape across the fretboard, and once we get to this side of the fretboard, the fingers start disappearing off the edge, or off onto these invisible strings if you like. So here we're going to move, the 1st finger is now disappeared off the fretboard, so we just got these 3 fingers, and then we're moving again, just 2 fingers, and finally we've just got 1 finger remaining. So that's the way I understand how this exercise works. And then you can just take it the other way, exactly the same idea. When you're going the other way, we're starting with our pinky at the 8th fret, and the other fingers are kind of off the fretboard, and then we're just moving everything down, 2 fingers, 3, 4, and then we've got our diagonal shape which we're moving across, and then as we go onto the top strings we're removing fingers from the shape until we end up back where we started. So I wouldn't be surprised if it takes you a little while to get your head around exactly what's going on with this exercise, but try and understand the logic of the exercise. Then you'll just need to practice it very slowly just to get the basic idea under your fingers. When you're ready, you can slowly start playing the entire exercise in time. So I'm playing this in an 8th note kind of a rhythm. Let me just try putting all of that together for you. Strict alternate strokes of the pick with this one. So there's a lot to think about with this one technically. You've got this hand with the alternate picking, crossing between the strings. With your fretting hand, try and keep that nice and accurate as well, so keep your fingers fairly close to the fretboard. You don't want any unnecessary movements here. Try and connect smoothly between the notes. You don't want to be playing this exercise staccato, so you've got gaps between the notes. You want smooth connections. And certainly start slowly with this one and gradually build up speed. And when you're ready, of course, you can get the metronome involved too. It's a powerful exercise, this one, so spend a little bit of time with it. It does sound a little bit horrible, or maybe it sounds quite cool. I haven't actually made up my mind about that, but spend some time with this, see what kind of a difference it makes with your picking technique. I'll see you tomorrow for the next video.